Hello, children. Welcome back to Project 52. This is week 5. There's probably no one thinking about this, but, just in case someone out there was curious, I didn't put a video out last week like I was supposed to. We had family in town for a funeral, so I didn't really get the chance to write anything. So we're just going to bump it up a week. There's still going to be 52 songs and whatever, but, instead of ending on the first week of February, it'll be going to the second week. So it's all cool. Who cares? This week we're going to be talking about, messing around with acoustic songs, kind of mastering it, and a couple of different techniques that you can do that. Here's just a little song that I whipped up to show. Here we go. All right, so it's very short song. This was done on my 12-string guitar. It's a very nice guitar. Love it a lot. But the recording was actually done with two different ways, and I'm going to talk about both of them. The first way was done with this actual microphone, which was pointed towards the guitar. There's some pros and cons to this as opposed to just plugging it in. I've lost my voice and I've lost my brain as well. Plugging it in to the computer through a sound. Dang it, I can't think right now. What is this called? Through a audio interface. That's it. All right, so there's, like I said, two different ways, through the mic and through the audio interface plugging directly into the guitar. Now, through the mic, it will give it a more natural reverb, and it'll sound a bit more, a bit more natural. Now, the problem with it is that it catches everything that you do. So if you hit something, if you breathe, if your parents come in and knock on your door and say, "Hey, shut up," well then too bad for you, because the mic just caught that and you're pretty much screwed and had to start over. But other than that, it has a little bit more of a natural tone. Whereas if you do it through the audio interface or plugging it directly into the computer, it won't have that microphone picking up everything, but the tone will also all be coming in at once, so it doesn't have the natural reverb. Here's that. All right, so yeah, with both of these, they both have their pros and cons. They both sound pretty nice overall, but with guitars, you generally want to record whatever you're doing chord pattern wise. You want to record it twice, and then you want to set them up on different channels and pan them to the left and to the right to give it a full experience. So I decided for this, I'm going to record one side of it through the microphone and then another through the audio interface. So that kind of gives it an interesting flavor, and it makes it sound overall a lot nicer. All right, so then we have this little pattern here. I just wanted to add in something simple, some little solo thing. That was done through the audio interface as well, but I only recorded that one once because I didn't feel like it really needed to add any more presence than it really had. That's right there. I panned it a little bit more to the left because the right side had already enough volume since the audio interface is a bit louder than the microphone. So it's panned to the left a bit to even that out. Now, effects wise, I didn't do too much. I put the Edison first so that you could record the dry guitar into it. And then I put in an EQ to mess around with the tone a bit. And then I added in a reverb. I could have done a lot more, but we're just sticking to simplicity here. With the second and third guitar, I did the same thing, except for that third. I'll talk about that here in a moment. But the second one, I also put in an EQ, but if you notice, it's different than the first one. This is the first one. This is the second one. By going through the mic, it tends to not have as much of the highs, so I kind of put a little bit more emphasis on that. Whereas going through the interface, wow, I can't talk. Going through the audio interface, it gave a little bit too much high, so I turned it down. So going through each one, you're gonna want to mess around with it a bit differently and mess around with the volume. And then the reverb's the same, makes it sound all nice. Then on that third guitar, since it was a bit more quiet, I put in a limiter, messed around with the gain and ceiling a bit, and then also messed around with the compression, yeah, whatever it is, with the gain threshold and the ratio. A little bit of an E, nothing too big, just to kind of turn it up a bit and also compress it at the same time. So once again, this song is very short, very easy, very light. I was kind of rushed on time, but this is something that I've been wanting to do for a while, talk about acoustics. So hope that helped. Hope you guys can use that technique in the future. Just remember, always record your acoustic parts twice. Separate them out into separate channels and pan them to the left and right. It'll just bring it in a bit nicer. As long as you don't do different tempos for each guitar, then it will get muddy and it will sound like crap. Yeah, so that's it for this week. Pretty short week. I will see you guys next week with hopefully something a little bit longer, more electronic probably. And yeah, thanks for watching.